never fall again. Never fall again. Never fall again.
It's very rare that you can sit down with a minister and not have a moving experience. It's a reminder of the importance of Black independence and independence in other areas, education or whatever the case may be. This is the kind of conversation that everybody needs to hear because we're hearing so many other things that are giving us misdirection and miseducation.
Now, what are we looking at in the Black community? We're looking at perdition. We're looking at destruction that has been brought into being by powerful forces that are unseen that make us instruments of self-destruction.
He makes me think, he stretches me, and he causes me to think things through with him and encourages me to have the courage to fight for what is right. I know you're not alone.
I don't care what a great police officer they are. You're still a racist police officer because that's been in you since you were born. It's been cultured and cultivated all your life.
I think women today, our voice is significant in that not only that what we say, but that what we've been doing is significant to change. If you say to me that there's a problem, I'm thinking back as a mom, as the future grandmother, I'm thinking as the daughter, and I think that that's important in the scheme of making plans.
We make it about violence among young people, when really it's about poverty amongst most of our people that spawns into violence. We begging for crumbs from the mayor. We begging for crumbs and get mad when we don't get the crumbs. And if we get crumbs, the people under us get less than that.
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad wanted us to meet in this house.
That's right.
To discuss the future of our people and ideas to make us a better people. Bon appetit.
Bon appetit.
They're filming while I'm talking, but God, I would like to have some food on the table. Have you all solved the mic problem yet? No. You think it's me? They put a new mic and 2 other mics on me.
Today?
Right now, I mean.
Your voice normally carries so well without a mic. You make music with your voice.
Oh, that's so sweet. I give you an extra portion of chicken.
You know, I was introduced to you through my grandfather had white man's heaven is a black man's hell. I never heard of you until my grandfather played me that album, and I said, "Who's this?" And then he said, "We live right across the street from the mosque of the guy that made that record." So we live, I grew up on 74th and Ridgeland, and the mosque is right across the street. You're celebrated for your violinist work, but you can actually sing.
Oh, yes.
Just as well.
Absolutely.
And I don't think the vocal part of you really got the highlight in your career that it deserved next to the violin.
Let me tell you, if I could have sung, I wouldn't have preached. That's right. After Elijah Muhammad was gone, I tried to sing. And God never let me sing again.
That's right.
Wow.
I lost the concept of how to sing. My love for the violin was my first love. Then I learned I could sing. And then I put the violin to the side. Then I became a Muslim. And I was asked to get out of show business or get out of the mosque.
That's right.
So I decided I could live without music, but I couldn't live without the truth. So I gave up my music. I mean, that was a conscious choice to give up my life, to accept a word that I knew could help transform the lives of our people. But then when I became a Muslim, the song that I wrote, White Man's Heaven is a Black Man's Hell, it came from Brother Malcolm. He was called in the Amsterdam News, God's Angry Man. And I was reading his column one day, and his column was, a white man's heaven is a black man's hell. So I went home and wrote a song.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
On behalf of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and Mother Khadija Farrakhan, we would like to welcome you all to the National House. For today's menu, we're serving navy bean soup with homemade whole wheat rolls with butter and garden tossed salad. The main course is curry chicken, Cajun salmon, yellow rice, vegetable medley, buttered carrots with Mother Samaya's punch. For dessert, we will have chocolate cake a la mode. Afterwards, tea and coffee will be served. Thank you.
Thank you. We're about to get it on. Let's say a phrase. Now, my dear brothers and sisters, I want you to eat until you fall asleep over your plate. And then I know you've dined sufficiently. Yes, sir. This is navy bean soup. I tell you, with what is going on now in the toxic foods, air, and water, this navy bean is a great enemy of the toxicity that foods, particularly those poisons that are designed to harm us. The navy bean is what Master Farad Muhammad gave to us, and he said should eat it at every meal. And today, with the toxicity that we are ingesting,
Thank you.
it's a good way to start. So, in French, bon appetit.
It derived its name from the military that found the healing properties in this bean as the Navy was exposed to radiation. This bean, as the minister just shared, has a tremendous effect in pulling those that are exposed or had been exposed to radiation. And that's where they call it the navy bean.
There are a lot of artists in the nation that do music but are still in the nation. You're doing your art again. So at what point was the release made on art and music within the nation?
He was really, he meaning Elijah Muhammad, was testing me to see if my love for him and the word was greater than my love for music. He never wanted to destroy music as such, but this was to test to see the quality of my faith in the word that he gave. And I understood later, in the scriptures, Jesus' message at first was directed only to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And the scripture says, "Go ye not in the way of the Gentiles, nor even in the way of the Samaritans, but go ye specifically to the lost sheep." So our specific function for the 40 years that he was among us was to the black man and woman of America and the black man and woman of the world. But as his helper, he knew that my music made me more universal than nationalistic. So he said to me, I mean, this is how he made me who I am today. He said, "Brother, they say I'm a black nationalist." He didn't deny it. He just said, "Brother, black is not national. Black is universal, because everything started in darkness and come out into the light." What he knew was there was a universality to the message that he gave that was directed specifically to black people. This is the same in the early development of Christianity. They never went to the Gentiles. And then Peter had that vision of this sheet with all the meats that were on the sheet, and he was told to eat. And he said he never has eaten unclean meat. And so the story has meaning that he was to take the message of Jesus to the Gentiles. Then Paul arose, who became the greatest preacher, and his message, the message of Jesus, was brought to the entire world at that time. So it is with Elijah Muhammad. We never taught this teaching to the world. So now I have gone into the whole world with his message. And I have used it in a way where everybody can find their place in that message without ever feeling that we are really racist or we'll always be black conscious, because that's who we are. But since black is universal and the whole human family came out of black people, then they are our children. And the house is out of order. So when we awaken, our duty is not just to ourselves, it's to the whole world, to bring the world back into the divine order of God. And truth is universal. So music is universal language. So everybody that knows music should play music, but he never wanted us to be like the singers and dancers for white people. The clowns, the buffoons, make me happy. Oh, ye sons and daughters. You know, it's in the Bible. Sing me one of those songs of Zion. So we can sing, we can dance, we can act a fool, but we're more than that. And he was trying to focus us on the other side of music, which is absolute science. The science of music, the science of color, and the science of medicine. All these sciences will allow us to heal the entire world of the spiritual disease.